I hope you saw the South Africa team named earlier on today. Does that just kind of reinforce the challenge that's coming ahead in a few days' time?
Yeah, it's nothing that we didn't expect. We knew they've had a few weeks off and they were able to get everyone fit and firing again, and it's what we need. It's what we need another big test and find out where we're at.
Damien Valencia is at number 10 for them. He's a player that has obviously played so many different positions across the backline. When someone's that versatile as an opposition out half, does that just kind of make them a little bit more unpredictable?
Yeah, he's a very, very good player. I suppose he's only played a couple of games at 10 for South Africa, but he's like you said, he's unpredictable. He's got fantastic footwork. He's good kicking game, strong, so fast, obviously. So some traits that you wouldn't normally associate with a 10, but he's an excellent player. So personally, we're going to have to be ready to play, but we expected him to be named a 10. So we've done a little bit of analysis on him, and we need to do a little bit more again.
And then just finally, obviously South Africa have their own unique strengths. How do you avoid playing their game? How do you make sure you're playing your own game on Saturday?
Well, obviously we have to give them the respect that they absolutely deserve. Like they're the best team in the world in terms of the world champions. So it's they are a top class team. They've obviously won the World Cup, beat the Lions, had some big results over the last few years. So in terms of testing ourselves, it's huge. How we can get a result, we need to bring our game and make sure we do it even better, because when you have a couple of results like we did in the summer, teams start to properly look at you and they go, okay, how are we going to mess up this Ireland team? How are we going to combat this? And we got to do it better, and we got to evolve a little bit and make sure that we bring something new to the table.
John, just following on Neil's question, in terms of South Africa and their strengths in particular, traditionally what would be the South African strengths in particular?
Well, the South African DNA, it's unbelievably strong up front, strong set piece, based the majority of their game off that. Good kicking game, good in the air, but they're also not afraid to play. When it's on, and they're not afraid to go wide, and they've picked a pretty exciting backline. A backline they probably haven't had the luxury of picking, so far, with injuries and suspensions and stuff. So to bring Kobe back, and Aaron's I can't pronounce his name properly, on the right wing, they're almost like duplicates of each other. So we've got double threats there. So they've top quality players across the park, but they build their game on strong set piece, strong kicking game, pressure. They're pretty well rounded.
Still really the ultimate test, obviously playing the world champions, but as you said, so much tradition and heritage in South African rugby. Just from your own point of view, are these occasions all the more enjoyable because you mightn't get to do them too many times in the future, in terms of the home game against the world champions?
Yeah, of course. Every time you get to play at home in front of the Irish public and family, friends in the Aviva, it's the most special days of your career. So it's something you never take lightly. Again, when you coming towards the end, it's even more special, and you try and cherish it even more. But the nerves are still there, the excitement is still there. So it's not that much different to how it usually is.
And Johnny, for you personally, how are you feeling going into the game? There's a lot of talk here, just getting better and better.
Yeah, I feel good. In the first two games of the season, you're always expecting a couple of mistakes, in a lot of parts of the game, and I definitely had them in the first couple of games. So it's important I just learn from them, build on what was good, and then try and put it all together on Saturday.
I was just asking Gary there about the dynamic in the team with like 49, 50 players out there in training, how it's all working, what's it like, I suppose?
Yeah, the coaches did a good job. I wasn't envisaging how it was going to work, but they did it well, in terms of we were almost rotating as teams, and we're almost 4 teams at the start into 2, and it was good. It was different. It's a unique week. We had a unique experience in the summer, and then we've got another one now with 2 matches going on. Big game Friday night, and then a big game Saturday. So it's good. It's what we want. You don't want anything to be the same, because you get comfortable then, and then come World Cup, you're not ready for anything anything changing, or so we're testing ourselves and trying not to keep things too familiar.
And having that tag of number one, I suppose as captain, is it something to be aware of? Maybe with some of the younger players in that, is it a pressure? Do you embrace it? What way do you look at it?
Honestly, it's not something that really we talk about much. Like it's not a goal to become number one in the world. That might sound stupid, but like in some sports it is, in golf or tennis. But in rugby, the rankings matter once, and it's like 3 years out from a World Cup when they matter, which doesn't make that much sense either. But we don't speak about to be number one in the world. You need to win the World Cup. That's where the goals are. Obviously you want to be the best in Europe. You want to win the Six Nations. So those are our goals. There's nothing to do with being number one, and don't think many teams read too much into it. I know the other teams will probably refer to us now trying to put pressure on it, but we don't speak about it. Thanks.
Johnny, just with South Africa, obviously getting one over on them after the summer you've had with New Zealand, that's another huge feather in your cap, especially going into next year as well, isn't it?
Yeah, look, if we got a win on Saturday, it would be great. If we didn't, we learn from it. Like, we're going to learn both ways. We're going to learn about South Africa. We're going to see what it's like to play against this type of team. We haven't played against them in a few years, and I think that it's what we need. It's what we need. They're in our group, obviously, in the World Cup, and we just need to make sure that we take learnings from it, win, lose or draw. But we're going out there to try and win the game. Don't get me wrong.
I find you've mentioned there a couple of times about the World Cup. Obviously, it's still a while away, but is that the real driving force for you at the moment that gets you up, motivates you? Obviously, playing for your country is a huge honour, but that World Cup in the distance, knowing that the tail end of your career, you want to finish on a super high.
Of course, it's in the back of everyone's mind. But at the same time, it's next season. Like it's not at the end of this season. We will have a full pre-season. We'll have World Cup warm-ups and everything. So, at the moment, this is the start of a new season, and we've got 4 big games this autumn. Then it'll be into Six Nations, and so yeah, it's in the back of our mind, but it's not something we're talking about at the moment.
John, just on being Ireland captain, obviously a few years into it now, but came to maybe a little bit later in your Ireland career. How comfortable do you sit now with running Murphy at this stage?
Yeah, like I enjoy it. There's times where there is a lot of extra responsibility and extra meetings, making sure you're on top of the leadership group, making sure you're organising different things. But if I didn't have it, I'd miss it. And that's how at times you go, do I need it? But yeah, I think I do, and I'm enjoying it. Like it's still a work in progress. I don't think anyone's ever going to be the perfect captain, but there's parts of my leadership that I need to work on, and there's parts that are good, and it's just about getting feedback and making sure you're always striving to improve.
Do you feel more confident in it? Do you feel like I've got the right message here this week?
I lean heavily on the guys around me, like, you know what I mean, and I don't like saying delegate, but you work well as a team, like, and there's guys that have come out of themselves, like Tyke Furlong's really come out of his shell over the last couple of years. He kind of got put in the leadership group. I don't think he wanted anything to do with it, but he got put in there and he got forced into leading, and he's doing an amazing job. And James Ryan's captain of Ireland, Gary Ringrose is captain of Leinster, Ian Henderson captain of Ulster, Pete captain of Munster. So like it's a good group, so it makes my job much easier, and yeah, we do it as a team.
Just on the Sharks game, the staff seemed to be surprised that you were engaging with the referee. Did that surprise you that they were surprised by it?
Yeah, look, that's part of the thing that I need to just get better at in terms of the heat of battle, and things when you're not getting some decisions that you think are clear, that you just have to probably bite your tongue better than I have done. But then also you can't take a backward step, and if someone's going around high tackling, you gotta stand up to it. You know what I mean? So but I almost have to separate the opposition and the ref and not put them into the same category. So that's my work on.